Previously on Survivor Branford. After not being clued into the previous vote against John, Jackson had more than a few words to say to whom he thought were his allies. Once things cooled down, Jackson pitched an idea to Sarah to allow him to hold the soon-to-expire immunity idol that was considered a tribe idol. But his request was denied, and to the rest was considered a desperate act by a player who would do anything to advance. In addition to this issue, Sarah, Sarah, and Mare had to take into account Olivia, the last remaining member of the teen tribe, and a possible sentimental favorite of the jury. At Tribal Council, the idol went out with a whimper, and it was decided that Olivia would be the next to join the jury, which set up a long-awaited all-Pyoc Final Four. 4 left. Who will be voted out tonight?
Could have said SARA.
That's what we were all just saying. We did it. Oh my god.
I'll say right now, there's no one that I'm like, ooh, I definitely want to bring them. They don't have a great story. They didn't do much. Like, everyone has a good story. Jackson, zero to hero story, right? First one voted out last season. Now he's in Final Tribal. Came all the way through to the end. Amazing. Sarah wins her challenge. Like, also super likable. Back-to-back Final Tribals. Amazing. Sarah, newbie underdog, comes in, finds the idol in the first one, could have had a target on her back, but makes it to the end. Everyone has a good story. Honestly, I don't think
I'm scared of what she would say. That's the main catalyst of wanting her out. Right now, I just got to position myself where everybody would vote out Meredith at 4. I thought Meredith going out earlier would be better for my game, but I'm starting to realize that being the final 4 vote out would most likely be best for my game. I do worry about Meredith being over me in the pecking order.
No.
I'm starting to get a little suspicion that Sarah likes Meredith more than me.
No.
You know what I mean? No?
She doesn't.
I'm worried about Meredith in the final 4.
Why?
Because she has immunity, I'm toast.
I think Sarah wants to be close with Mare. I want to work with her. I want to be in the final 3 with her. But I think she wants to be with Meredith more. I think that her ideal 3 is you, her, and Meredith.
I do think that Sarah is my closest ally. I have, of course, been thinking about if I'm in the final 3 with her, how to differentiate myself. I'm aware that I might need to cut her.
Did you think about going for Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
record scratch.
But I can't do that.
You can't do that?
I can't.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about Final Tribal against you. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Interested to see how people perceive Sarah and I, and the dynamic between us, and who they think pulled and led the votes. Maybe people have perceived me in a completely different way than I have been thinking I've been putting out. There's not much we can do at this point.
I think. But you know what? That's how I like it.
Yeah.
Let's get here and then we'll see what happens.
I hope that I established some trust back.
And then when she brought it out, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that was like.
And then she sat back down. I was like,
low key.
theatrics.
That was
theatrics.
her picking the idol out.
She's been doing a lot of theatrics.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. Do you know she had it?
I knew she had it, but I didn't think she was gonna do all that. I was like, whoa.
It felt like a little resume.
It did, and I think
I've held the idol the whole time. I don't even have to play it.
But we should call it out.
Are you guys talking about voting me out?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
She stood up at that tribal to put it on her resume and be like,
100%.
so that she could say it final.
But we could easily cut that move down, saying this was every single idol talk that happened was discussed. I'm willing to go down Sarah. People say that me and Sarah have the same story, but I don't think we do. One, I was the one who found the idol down there. Second, I got the second idol in the gift. And I lied to everyone about it. They had no idea. They're like, I think it's TJ, I think it's Peter, I think it's Mare. In reality, it was me. There's that. She doesn't have that on me. Third, this is not known about. When TJ got voted out, he willed me an advantage in the game. But it just shows I have the trust in people that she doesn't have, right? Honestly, I don't think Meredith is a threat to win.
But she wants immunity on 4. I know that. I know you were enough to turn on Sarah.
Honest to God, we're debating voting her out. I need you to understand that. This is me trying to prove my trust to you.
If you sit with Sarah, your stories are going to be too similar.
I can see the jury. She has experience sitting in the Final Tribal Council, pitching to it, and she's a good speaker.
Sarah could story that could trump a lot of us.
I like what you're saying. I'm open to that. I was talking to Jackson, he threw out Sarah's name, and he made a compelling case. I think I am open to it, right? Like, let's see who wins, and like, you never know.
If we get Sarah out, Sarah's gonna lose all of her jury votes. I need sway. I need jury sway.
I just got goosebumps. If I think about the final three, I get goosebumps. It would mean a lot. I've been involved with Survivor for 5 years now, whether playing or in the crew, and it's the highlight of my summer every summer. So I'm gonna cry. To be able to even thinking about being in the final three would be like amazing.
I'm not sure where everyone decides. I don't think the Sarah side like that. We could at least force it out.
I think Sarah and Meredith would actually want to vote Sarah out. I'm just so close. Thought about this for over a year. Now that I'm in a spot where I could actually be in the final three, like I put a lot of stock into this, and knowing that it could slip away from my hands just because of a miscommunication. But I could fight, I could win, I could talk, I can make people laugh. I am enough.
Survivors ready? Go! Each of the castaways have 2 bags to find and untie before reaching their secret message. Jackson letting his rope lead him to his second bag. Sarah undoing the knots to her second bag. This challenge, unlike many others, is all about patience and staying calm. Sarah the first to reach her message, letting her hands tell her what it is. Mare carefully tracing each letter. Surely none of the castaways thought their sense of touch would be the key to leading them to the final 3. Everyone wants to be absolutely sure of what the message says, so that they don't need to spend time later making a return trip. Sarah seems to have an idea of what's laid out before her. Mare going faster, which may indicate she has an idea of the message. Sarah going to be the first to head back, and needs to avoid tripping over her rope. Sarah gets to work opening her bags, the goal to now feel the letter tiles to recreate the message. Being blindfolded, the castaways will need to be very careful about organizing their tiles and keeping track of where they are. There are two main strategies we may see here. First is determining what each tile is one at a time and placing them accordingly. Second would be searching through the tiles to spell out the message in order. A matter of speed versus organization. The castaways also with the option of using rocks to lock their tiles into place, another management element to deal with while blindfolded.
What is this one?
Whoever wins this challenge will truly have earned their spot in the final three.
I don't know what these are.
Sarah's starting to struggle early on. Sarah's beginning to form a solution.
Okay, this is my end. There is, okay. There's one under my foot.
Without vision, the castaways may be using the opportunity to picture themselves sitting in front of the jury. Jackson going quickly, and has some organizing to do. Sarah has her first 4 letters placed correctly.
The N is over there. Celebration is what we're going for.
And the winner of this challenge will certainly have cause for celebration. Jackson's still working on an unpronounceable word. Sarah nearly peeling the letters off of the tiles in the effort to figure them out.
This is another E. Okay. Oh my god, it's hard to remember where everything is.
5 seasons ago, this challenge was what stood between the Final Four and the end of the game, and if history repeats itself, the winner of this challenge will be our sole survivor. Everyone's still in this, though it looks to be Sarah setting the pace without a mistake yet. Mare's not spelling the message out in order, but it's working for her. Sarah appearing a little disoriented. Sarah crossing the halfway point, while Jackson continues to check his progress. An 11-letter word is certainly making the castaways pause and do some counting. You'd hate a self-inflicted error of scrambling the letters.
I'm missing pen. Missing pen.
Sarah still out in front, and becoming more and more comfortable with this challenge. Sarah somehow running out of rope, and needs to adjust her positioning. Mare getting another couple of her tiles in order. Who's going to be the first to ask for a check of their solution? Sarah getting tripped up for the first time. Mare's needing to make extra space for her next tile. and Sarah's called for a check. But as you can see, she's got a few errors to fix. Mare continuing to progress, a disjointed solution, but neatness doesn't matter here. The last immunity challenge of the season, and the only guaranteed way to be sure you're facing the jury.
Jim!
Mare's called for a check. Mare wins immunity! And Mare's secured her spot in Season 10's Final 3. Mare, come on over. Seconds to each time. Individual immunity is yours. You have punched your ticket into the final 3 of this game. As for who will join you, 2 of the remaining 3, unfortunately for the other one of you, you will become the 11th and the final person voted out, Survivor Branford, Season 10.
You did it.
Here we are.
You did it in the best spot. Congrats.
Thank you.
So we're vote out Jackson.
2 immunities in a row. Like, I can't believe that. I had a moment where I finished, I threw off my buff and I was leaning down on the grass and I really was crying. I was just like, I can't believe I'm going to the final 3. It would have been fun just to be here and have fun, and to do well on top of that, it just means a lot to me and makes me really happy and proud of myself.
For me, I gotta think about the possibilities. There's a possibility that you vote with Jackson and vote for me. It's a possibility.
Here's what you have going for you.
Yeah.
In case you don't already know. Hi, you carried an idol the entire game.
Yeah, so that's why you would vote me out.
We trusted you all to carry it. Yeah, you ran stuff. Like, that's incredible. And to have back-to-back final tribals, are you joking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mare won Final 4 immunity. I'm nowhere near as exhausted as I was last year at this time when we had just run 20 minutes in the 90-degree heat. I feel really good right now. I feel like I'm already preparing my final tribal speech against Sarah and Mare.
I think it's you or me.
Who's voting for me? Why?
Because you're the... Listen, I don't want to vote Sarah, and I think of the 2, I think you would have a better compelling case for the jury.
Okay.
No,
I get it. There's 4 people left.
Yeah, and this is like the only time, truly, that I've ever considered writing your name.
Yeah, same. I'm not changing my vote.
I'm not changing. This is the last vote.
I actually, what if there was fire? That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be poetic.
Yeah.
I could be here in fire.
That was a frustrating immunity challenge. I really was hoping to get 1 win, because I'll be sitting next to Sarah and Mare, and they both have wins in immunity challenges and I don't. But I feel like I have a good argument that I was damn close a lot of different times. I really hope it's a straightforward vote to Jackson. I think we all are pretty set on that.
Meredith to do Sarah.
I think it'll be a 2-2 tie.
That's fine. You could force it to 2-2 tie.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy with doing that. I know she's gonna say me.
Yeah.
I get it. It just makes me nervous because that means it's actually gonna be fire making. To not win final immunity, you can't spell celebration when there's an O in the middle and the N, C, R, all the important letters are in your hand. So, no celebration yet. I think it's just gonna be me or Sarah. I want to force fire making with Sarah. No, it's stressful. First time my name's actually got traction. I'm good to do... I knew this would come eventually. They're gonna vote me and then we vote Sarah.
Okay. Essentially, you're saying leave it to me.
Yeah.
So you're going to vote Sarah.
Yes.
And I need to decide what I'm going to do. You make a compelling case. I am always one for a fun game. Jackson made a compelling case for fire. He said, I'm going to throw a vote on Sarah. I like an entertaining game. That's a valid point, right? It would be exciting, and I did say may the best person win. I don't think there's much difference between Jackson versus you versus Sarah. We're all good players. We're all going to tell a good story. I am a couple, right? Yeah. I'm a loyal person. Am I the kind of player that throws caution to the wind at the 11th hour and shakes things up? Or am I the kind of player that honors an alliance I made 5 minutes into the game that managed to make it through 2 days of insanity? It's huge. What kind of player am I? Am I loyal to my girls, or do I like to shake it up? I think I might decide in the moment.
My only concern is if those 2 vote one of us,
Which two? Me and Jack. Oh, would you? The only fear right now is that you two go into Final Tribal and be like, Mare didn't actually do anything, we were the ones running the show, and like, she was our coach. That's my only fear.
Hopefully, I'm reading the room right, that it's going to be the 3 girls voting for Jackson, and then it's going to be the 3 girls sitting in Final Tribal. That's been my plan, and I guess their plan since hour 1. I'm really sorry that miscommunication happened. It was just like a genuine miscommunication. Very open.
No, I didn't open you.
Yeah. I think we did great.
Final 4, welcome the Tribal Council, and Final 3, Mare has already been promoted to the Final Tribal Council. Let me start with you. How does it feel now? A 5-season journey for you is going to end in Season 10's Final Tribal Council.
I could wish for nothing more. I'm happy just to be here this weekend and have fun all weekend, and like each little milestone. Now to know I'm gonna sit at Final Tribal is, there's nothing more I could ask for, especially next to these people who are such fierce competitors. Like we fought tooth and nail all the way here and went through so much, and it's like exactly, if I could have written it myself, this is how I would have written it, and I'm so happy.
Sarah, for you, back-to-back Final 4s, that is a very impressive feat. One step away from back-to-back Final 3s. How does this season compare to last season's journey to this point?
So in a lot of ways it's been very similar, but it's also been very different. And I've also tried to play very cognizant of what I viewed as the reasons why I didn't win last season. And it was also similar in the fact that, you know, our tribe, the starting tribe I was on, came into the merge with the numbers and used that to our advantage. I think it was different. There's just different people here. So like the dynamics are just very different.
Jackson, we'll talk about your story now. First out last season, still standing at the Final 4 the following season, one step away from the Final 3 and potentially a worst to first story. Do you feel that's a powerful argument you could bring in front of the jury?
I mean, yeah, of course. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't thought about it, but you know, it's all about getting there. I can't think about Final Tribal Council if I'm not sitting in Final Tribal Council. And if I'm not wearing the party hat, then I have no party to attend to. So I'm not, like, although I think it is a really fun little, you know, nugget that I am still here despite my performance last year, I'm still locked in for what I have to do here.
And then can't forget about Sarah. The first 2 players voted out of the game were returning players, and ever since then, every single other new player was voted out, except for you.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
How does that feel to be sitting as the least experienced player among this group right now?
I didn't even put that together until you said that. Give me a second to think about that. I don't know, it's exciting. I'm sorry, I have no answer right now. I actually hadn't even considered the fact that I'm the last game yet.
Okay, so then let's get down to business. So I'm sure that as each of you made your previous vote for Olivia, you were already thinking about what you do in this vote at the Final 4. So Mare, having immunity right now, did that change anything as far as the plan you wanted to execute at this point in the game?
I think it just made me more open to considering my options. Whereas if you're not wearing a hat, you're gonna follow the person wearing the hat. Right? Like you have to consider all of those things. I feel like it puts me in a position where I do have choices to make.
Sarah, did you feel locked into any specific scenario coming into this round of play?
Actually, no. I think there was a lot of scenarios that could have happened, all dependent on who won the community. So, like, what ended up happening, and wherever, I think, like, you know, we'll see where the vote goes now.
Jackson, how about you? Do you feel flexible at this point, or are you just staying the course that you had set from the previous votes?
It's more so I'm staying the course of what I know needs to happen. I know who it's going to be down between, and I know I am on the chopping block, but I know my way to the finale. It's what I pitch, it's what I'm going to go with, and it's what I hope happens here tonight.
And Sarah, do you feel confident that you've laid the groundwork for another Final 3 run?
I did, but now I feel like I'm getting voted out.
All right, I'm glad I asked you that question and expand a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the nerves are just hitting me. Like, it's one of the 3 of us, and that's it.
That's all that.
It's like you're confident in your plans until you get scared.
I can tell you that from my perspective, I'm not really sure what to expect at this point, which is great. I do know one person will be seeing in the final 3. Is there anything anyone would like to add before we go do this vote? All right, well with that behind us, it is time to vote. Jackson, we'll have you vote first.
I convinced your 2 closest allies to vote you out.
We made it to the final 3.
I'll read the votes. First vote, Jackson. Sarah. Jackson. 2 votes Jackson, 1 vote Sarah. The 11th person voted out of Survivor Branford, Jackson. Jackson, you should have your torch.
Well played, Jackson. Great job, Jackson. Really.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Jackson, as the first person to ever be voted out for Survivor Branford in Season 1, I certainly relate to you being voted out first in Season 9, and congratulate you on making it to the Final 4 this season. Thank you, Jeff. Unfortunately, I have to say, the fight is
Yeah, Jackson.
I do think they made the right decision. The more I talked to them, the more I realized that there were more cracks in Mara's game than I thought. There's more cracks in Sarah's game than I thought, and Sarah's. So I think there's a real possibility I could talk my way through. As for my journey, it was an awesome experience. I didn't even think I would be back. I say it's anyone's game.